Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back on my own channel. I'm here to make just an update video on the Pound of Cure program that I'm doing. It will be 2 weeks that I started it on Thursday. This is Tuesday. Some interesting notes I thought I'd throw out there. In the first phase, the 2-week phase, the detox, you are supposed to be careful about over exercising, because your body doesn't have the reserve, it doesn't have the sugar in its stream, except from the fruit, for a lot of big exertion without paying a price, being that you're tired or you hit the wall or whatever. It takes your body a while to adjust. First week, I was constipated. Even yesterday, my stomach was a little bloated. It's all a matter of balancing it out. Of course, you give yourself a day or two, it's all fine. The end of the first week, your body starts to work with you, and it gets to be your body's new normal. So, be patient. I know people have said that they know people who've gained weight the first week from all the fruit, but then again, a lot of carbs, even healthy carbs, can make you retain some water, I guess, or bloat you up, or make you gassy, or whatever. I'm just saying, I don't know. But don't give up. I found that there are a lot of people that have shown interest in this from seeing it on Facebook and on the internet. It's all around Facebook right now, actually, and on YouTube. And I'd like to think that maybe my videos and Googling, people Google plusing my videos up there, might actually, there's about 5 to 10 people that have made a noise about having ordered the book, which I'm really happy about. I've ordered mine too. I had it on my Kindle thing, but I want a paper one that I can, mark and all that stuff. But yeah, the next step for me, well, let me just tell you the little anecdote about today. I was feeling particularly flat today because I, did my morning things, and I thought, you know what, just get on that scale, because I was avoiding the scale because I don't want to fixate on that thing. Well, that scale has not moved. It's in another bathroom and it hasn't moved. I haven't touched the scale. So I kind of climbed in that little space quietly, stilly, and hoped for the very best. Well, about fell off when I saw the scale number. It was like where I would want to go and be done and go, wow, and I was just like, wow. And I thought, this is too good to be true. Now, I'm not saying it's not true, but then I picked the scale up to move it. And you know what happens when you move your scale around? Let's face it, how often do we move the scale around until it says what we really want it to say? Well, I moved it from where it was happy to tell me I weighed a certain weight to moving it to probably an uneven spot on the floor or whatever. And it was 10 pounds heavier. So I didn't let that bother me. I decided that the reality was somewhere in between the two. I don't believe my body could feel as thin around the torso and in my thighs as it is right now if it was the higher number. However, I'd be surprised to think that it was the lowest number based on what I used to remember my body being like at that size, which I think might have been still a little bit smaller in parts of me. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because it's not about the scale. It's about eating right, feeling healthy, feeling strong. Now, back to the strong point, the exercise issue. Lifting some weights is one thing. I found a kettlebell and tried to swing that thing around, and I about knocked myself in the head. That's another thing. Boy, that would kick my butt. But to take a bike ride, I took a bike ride for an hour, did 11 miles on Sunday. It was beautiful. I came home. I wasn't exhausted. I didn't hit the wall and go, boom, I have no energy. I had no sugar. I was in a good place when I came home, and I rested and did nothing else the rest of the day, and it was fine. I probably went to bed and watched TV. Yesterday, the back-to-back day, Monday, I went for a 9-mile ramble with my friend Mary, and I did not prepare my body. The week before, I'd gone on a 9-mile ramble that turned into a 12-mile ramble when I first started the program, and that did not I mean, I was better there, but I pretty much hit the wall about the 10th mile and went, oh my God. And this is the story about that. To do really long endurance things, I think you must have some kind of carbs in your body other than what I had. I needed to have some kind of sugar in my body other than what I'd had. I did not eat fruit for breakfast the other day. I usually, I would have tried, if I'd really thought about it, I should have eaten a big piece of fruit or two and had some protein and some salad. But I was trying to get all those greens in. I was going to do 2 pounds of greens yesterday, and it just was no. So I was really full from the salad stuff and a little tuna, and I couldn't fit anything else. And so I went off to ramble. I took 1 banana, and I took my bag of vegetables and some water. I fell out. I was just like dead at like probably 4.5 miles. And I said, I've got to sit down and I've got to have something to eat. And I've got to eat this banana. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't physically hungry, but my body needed the fuel. Can you believe we're even talking about stuff like that? For years, you only ate, well, you ate because you liked the taste of food. You also ate when you were hungry. I have found the last 2 weeks of rambling, it wasn't that I was hungry when I wanted to stop and needed to stop. It was because my blood did not have enough glucose in it or sugar or something to keep my energy levels up. And you're not eating bread and you're not eating grain right now. So it's a very interesting juxtaposition to be in. So I warn you now, don't think you can do this detox for 2 weeks and think you can go and do, an hour and a half of Zumba and not fall out on the floor. I mean, maybe you can, I couldn't. So that's my warning for today. I also wanted to let you know, anybody who is interested in the book, not that I'm an expert by any means, but I've been looking on the internet for recipes that are very close to what would be good to use, and then you could tweak them a little bit. So I've started a file in my Pinterest page, which is under Sally Curtis Wimberly, called Pound of Cure, or POC. It might be Pound of Cure. So I'm going to keep finding things and putting it in that folder. Feel free to go in there and pull it out and say, I see where she'd probably have to drop this, and maybe you would take that out. I think that's all it's going to be. It's stuff that is as close to being clean into the program as possible, along with, of course, the recipes in the book. Now, and the one I'm going to make this week is called eggplant balls. And it basically, you take the eggplant and you cook it and you put it in the food processor, you blend it up, and it says to put some white beans in there, but I've got tons of garbanzo beans or chickpeas, right now, so I'm just going to do that. And you got onion and garlic and some parsley and salt and pepper and blah, blah, blah. It also calls for a whole cup of breadcrumbs. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not using a whole cup of breadcrumbs. I didn't want to use any breadcrumbs, but I haven't found a good substitute for that yet to make them, stick together. I do have a piece of toast from and he says not even this is good for you, but I figured it'll be after I'm off of detox. The Ezekiel bread, which we have, and I give my husband Ezekiel bread. I have one old piece of dry bread toast. I'm going to put that in the food processor and see if that'll be enough. And then I do have something called it's yeast. Wait a minute. Hold on, I'll get the bag. I think some kind of hippie people, oh yes, it is nutritional yeast. Sometimes people use nutritional yeast, which is something you get like a health food store. It's very good for your B vitamin supplement, which is why I got it. Plus, you can use it instead of Parmesan cheese because it has a cheesy taste. Some people make macaroni and cheese like on the commune with this instead of cheese if they're vegans. Not that I'm eating any macaroni. But the fact that you can actually try to use this for things that are as a substitute. I might put a little of that in there, see if that will thicken it up a little bit to make it more like a meatball. Then you form the meatballs, then you bake the meatballs, then you throw some sauce on them. And I was going to use my zucchini spirulini thing and make all the little curly zucchini thing and then just put them on top of that. I haven't made it yet, but that was the plan. But that recipe's in that folder. I guess that's it right now, but if anybody's interested in joining on a Facebook page thing where maybe we all compare notes where somebody could say, oh my God, I gained 5 pounds. Is this normal? Or, oh, I'm so bloated. Whatever is going to come in the future, I don't know because I'm not there yet. But let me know or contact me on Facebook. I also have recipes in my notes section on Facebook from the book and the recipes I cut and pasted, and I think they're in there too. Just so you know that they're there. You can look in my notes section if you want and pull them out. I guess that's it. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll give you a report later on. I'm doing fine. I'm feeling fine. I'll stand up. Here. I think you just saw me the other day, though. Now, I do not have on anything holding me in. I just want you to know that. The other day I might have because I was going out. But here. I mean, you can still see, this is the only area I still want to work on. But you know what it is, and I'm happy to be where I am. So, I definitely know that there are parts of me that are getting smaller and smaller, and as long as I feel great doing this, I haven't had a drink. I don't have any need for a drink. I don't feel like having a drink. That's the best thing of all. I don't feel like having a drink, and I don't miss it, and I don't crave it. So, I'm drinking a lot of coffee, though. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Take care.